Hey, it's Mark with FindingHomesToday.com, and we are answering some questions again. Today, it was a buyer that asked me, what are the top 3 questions I need to ask when I'm looking at a home, be it new or used? And for example, this is a well-worn used home from 1954. So it's a good example, and it gave me pause to think about what are the questions I would wonder about. And number one, oh, and by the way, look at that tree. That is absolutely an amazing tree. And trees can be anywhere in the value of $20,000 to $50,000 because of their maturity, and obviously it doesn't grow overnight. So a little sidetrack there. So for the house itself, though, the number one thing I would want to make sure I know is the age of the roof, because the roof itself is going to be the challenge when it comes down to insurance for the main point. So roofs that are over 10 years are often more expensive to insure. Secondarily is if we've got an older roof, there's a good chance you're going to be doing some kind of work on it in the near future. If it's 2 to 5 years old, hopefully you won't have any kind of challenges. But if it's like this roof, which was 1992, there's a good chance we're going to need to have this one re-roofed very soon. So that's number one. Number two, I want to find out about the AC system. Now, the AC systems, they can run anywhere from 7, 10. I had a couple of AC units that went for 18 years. So they do have some duration in them if it's a good system. However, we want to make sure that we check the AC and the age of the AC and have the inspector double check to make sure it's functional. So find out the age of the AC. Also, you can check and see by looking at the registers in the ceiling, if you see a lot of black, they may not be taking care of that AC as much as they say they are. If the filters are all white and clean and they're replacing them, awesome, much better for you as a buyer. Again, check the AC. And then thirdly, I would want to make sure that we check the structure itself and make sure there's no cracks anywhere in the side of the house. For example, this is a CBS block house, and we don't see any kind of challenges. I walked around it earlier, and I didn't see any kind of challenges. However, if we look down here, we do see that there's some cracks in the cement. Granted, this is the driveway, may not be as much of a concern. However, it is something that we want to look out for, is looking for any kind of structural cracks that could lead to potential problems down the road. So those are your 3 tips on major things to look for when you're looking at a house. Fourth would be a bonus. So let's think of a fourth one that would be really important. I would say when you open the doors, if they squeak, tell them to use some oil and de-squeak them. And it's funny because a lot of times I'll show houses and it's the biggest pet peeve that I have. So sellers, if you're listening, first thing you do is get some WD-40 and de-squeak your house. So buyers, go out there, and now you've got some great questions to ask, and I'll add some more tips down the road. Other than that, have an awesome day. It's Mark with FindingHomesToday.com, and I look forward to answering your questions. Have a great day.